Tashidilik. Good evening everyone and welcome to Tibet This Week, a weekly feature in English that tells you about this week's news on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's look at the headlines first. His Holiness the Dalai Lama deeply saddened by Liu Xiaobo's passing away. Central Tibetan Administration President Dr. Lobsang Sangay heartbroken by Liu Xiaobo's demise. Our future rests in your hands, His Holiness tells students in Ladakh. His Holiness the Dalai Lama gives teachings in Nubra Valley. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration congratulate Mongolia's President-elect. His Holiness the Dalai Lama this morning said he is deeply saddened by Liu Xiaobo's passing away. His Holiness offered his prayers and condolences to Liu Xiaobo's wife, Liu Xia, and to other members of his family. Although he is no longer living, the rest of us can best pay honor to Liu Xiaobo by carrying forward the principles he has long embodied, which would lead to a more harmonious, stable, and prosperous China, His Holiness said. His Holiness expressed belief that Nobel laureate Liu Xiaobo's unceasing efforts in the cause of freedom will bear fruit before long. Within minutes of hearing of Liu Xiaobo's death in the hospital, the President of Central Tibetan Administration, Dr. Lobsang Sangay, offered condolences for Liu Xiaobo's wife, Liu Xia. My heart breaks to hear Liu's passing away. I have been following the reports very closely. I, on behalf of Tibetans inside and outside Tibet, wish Liu Xia much strength and resolve in these difficult times, said Dr. Sangay. President Dr. Sangay had on earlier issued statements expressing his sadness at reports of Liu Xiaobo being diagnosed with late-stage cancer and his subsequent medical parole. He has urged the Chinese leadership to grant Liu Xiaobo and his family immediate permission to travel abroad for medical treatment. On a positive note, I am inspired by the growing number of true democrats like Liu Xiaobo in China. The tide of democracy is gradually touching the shores of China, and I am optimistic that Liu Xiaobo's vision of a truly democratic China will be realized soon in the near future, President Sangay expressed. A statement issued by Shenyang Municipal Justice on the evening of July 13 confirmed the death of Chinese Nobel laureate Liu Xiaobo, who has been battling for his life since May this year. Liu Xiaobo, 61, was arrested in 2008 after writing a pro-democracy manifesto called Charter 08, in which he called for an end to one-party rule and improvements in human rights. Following a year in detention and a 2-hour trial, he was sentenced to 11 years in December 2009 for inciting subversion of state power. On 26 June 2017, he was granted medical parole after being diagnosed with terminal liver cancer. Liu Xiaobo becomes the first Nobel Peace Prize laureate to die while in custody. On Saturday last week, the Tibetan spiritual leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, visited Ladakh Public School in Leh and addressed over 1,600 students about the oneness of humanity and significance of education to create what he called a happier human society. My generation is nearing its end, but you belong to the 21st century, the start of your lives. The present generation has both an opportunity and a responsibility to build a happier, more peaceful world by taking into account the oneness of humanity, His Holiness said, adding that what becomes of the future rests in the hands of the students.
But you, the generation of the 21st century, you just start your life. So you have the opportunity to see more happier world, happier humanity, peaceful world. So you can, therefore, you have the responsibility, you see, to build happier, peaceful humanity for the world.
On Monday this week, the Tibetan spiritual leader, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, arrived at Dixit Monastery in Nubra Valley for a series of Buddhist teachings. Addressing the devotees that gathered in thousands during the teachings, His Holiness said, "I always emphasize that we need to be 21st century Buddhists, meaning that the follower should approach Buddhism as a subject to be studied rather than blindly following it as a religion." In the days to come, His Holiness is scheduled to give more teachings in Sumer in Nubra Valley, Padum in Zanskar, and Leh, Ladakh. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and the Central Tibetan Administration congratulate Khaltma Batulga of the Democratic Party for winning Mongolia's presidential election. In a congratulatory letter to the President-elect of Mongolia, His Holiness recalled the unique and close relations the Mongolian and the Tibetan people shared since the time of the third Dalai Lama, Sonam Gyatso, who was born in Mongolia, and expressed his encouragement at the genuine interest shown by the people of Mongolia towards the study of Buddhism. The President of Central Tibetan Administration, Dr. Lobsang Sangay, and the Speaker of Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Khenpo Sonam Tenpel, also congratulated the President-elect of Mongolia. Tibetans around the world mourn the sad demise of Liu Xiaobo. Let us take a look at the expressions of sadness and solidarity shared by Tibetans on social media sites. So much for this week. See you next Friday.